Elliott Brood's 2005 debut album Ambassador is a record that feels both haunted and immediate, a sepia-toned document of alt-country filtered through grit, distortion, and campfire smoke. Often labeled death country, the band's sound here is less about Nashville polish and more about dirt under the fingernails, storytelling, folk tales reframed with rock intensity. The most striking quality of Ambassador is its ability to balance intimacy with raw aggression. Mark Sasso's raspy, weathered vocals sound less like a polished performance and more like testimony delivered from a witness stand, while Casey's banjo and guitar work scrape and crawl against Stevens' relentless percussion. Tracks like President 35 and Second Son showcase the band's knack for turning traditional folk instrumentation into something more jagged, almost punk in its urgency. Lyrically, the record is fascinated with ghosts, both literal and metaphorical. These aren't campfire sing-alongs, but dispatches from the past, wrestling with war, family, and mortality. There's a deliberate use of minimalism in the writing. Lines are repeated, stretched, sometimes left unresolved, mirroring the cyclical, unfinished nature of memory. Sonically, Ambassador thrives on contrast. Songs pivot from stomping, anthemic climaxes to hushed, intimate passages, always keeping the listener on the edge. The production refuses to sand down rough edges. The distortion on acoustic instruments and the lo-fi crunch of vocals are part of its aesthetic, underscoring the band's refusal to make folk music pretty. What makes Ambassador a significant debut is not just its unique aesthetic, but its uncompromising vision. At a point when indie rock and alt country often lean towards either ironic detachment or slick nostalgia, Elliott Brood chose instead to inhabit their songs like possessed storytellers. The result is an album that feels timeless yet urgent, as if it could just as easily be played in the 19th century saloon as in a modern dive bar. It's sharp, visceral, and unwilling to cater to genre expectations. Ambassador set Elliott Brood apart as a band more interested in myth-making than trend-following. It's not a record that invites casual listening. It demands to be reckoned with. So if you haven't listened to this album, do yourself a favor, check it out. Let me know what you think.